Hey everybody, I'm back with another video to show you some new baby ball pythons that I hatched in the 2019 season. You might have seen in the last video, I think it was the last video anyway, I cut a clutch from an ultramel pied possible het hypo bred to what I thought was a double het ultramel pied, and I ended up producing some really cool stuff. I know I just cut the eggs open during the video, and so you could see kind of what was in there, but not really well. So those have all shed now, so I can show you what I got in the clutch. So this is from an ultramel pied possible het hypo to a double het, and the first one is a double het. But then I hatched a hypo. So this hypo is 100% double het ultramel pied, and so is this one. And I sexed them already. These are both females. So they're female hypos, 100% double het ultramel pied. This one, I can't remember, I think this one was a male. This is a male. So this is a double het ultramel pied, 66% possible het hypo. And then I hatched a hypo pied, so that is 100% het ultramel. I believe that this one is a male. Definitely a male. And then I hatched this little guy. This is pretty low white, but this is a hypo ultramel pied. And it's a male. It's got all three genes in there. So yes, I'm gonna have to hold him back. Maybe once he's ready to breed, I'll make my ultramel pied het hypo male available to purchase, but this guy will be important because I can breed him to a bunch of the females that I have and make hypopides, ultramel hypos, and ultramel hypopides. So that was a pretty exciting clutch. I was really happy to see that. I like producing ultramel pides. This is actually only the third one I've ever produced, and to have this one be a visible hypo on top of it is really, really nice. Okay, so that is one of my favorite clutches of the year. Okay, then some other ones that aren't quite as rare, but still really cool. Hatched some albino leopards, which are right here. Albino leopards are just so nice. They're just ultra high contrast. I mean, look at the color. Just a mustard yellow. Look at that belly. To me, I mean, like, this is pretty much the type of albino that I want to produce. You know, as many really super high contrast ones as I can, just like that. And then this one here is a pastel leopard albino. So you can see the difference. I have a breeder of each of these, breeder males, and they're both very similar as adults, and they're both really, really nice. Now, with a lot of the albino leopards, the yellow does bleed into the white some, but the yellow that they have is so bright. So I'm gonna try to mix things in like black pastel to maybe try to keep the contrast with the white, because albino black pastels, in my opinion, are probably the best as far as holding their contrast, the white versus the yellow. The yellow doesn't bleed into the white much on the albino black pastels. So I'm thinking, if I can get this color and this pattern and keep it like that as an adult, I mean, I'm sure it'd fade a little bit, but if I can keep it pretty close to that type of coloration as an adult, I mean, that's, I think, what most people are looking for a high contrast albino. So that's where a lot of my albino projects are kind of going towards. Okay. Put those guys back. Okay, now I've got a clutch. Sorry, I'm nursing a little bit of a cold here. I've got a clutch here that I want to show that I'm going to be cutting open today, and then I've got one more clutch of babies to show too. So this clutch was from a Hidden Gene Woma Granite Clown, bred to a pastel yellow belly banana het clown. So I'm kind of looking for the Infernos and the Inferno banana clowns in this clutch. I don't know if I'll be able to tell everything when I'm actually cutting these. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to tell what everything is, but we'll see. Pastel het clown of some kind. I really like the Hidden Gene Woma clowns. I think there's so much to do. I've seen some pictures of some new combos that have been produced this year, and they're just outstanding. So I'm hoping I can partake in some of that. That looks like a banana Hidden Gene Woma clown. Now at this point, I don't think I'm going to be able to know if there's yellow belly or anything else in there. But the pattern looks Hidden Gene Woma, and the color is definitely banana. So that may be a new combo. I'm not sure if anybody's done that yet. Ooh. That's I would say that's a pastel banana Hidden Gene Woma clown. If it's got yellow belly in it, that would be the banana Inferno clown. I think those are both clowns anyway. Like I said, we're not going to be able to see a whole lot from these little windows I'm cutting open in here, but at least it'll give me kind of an idea about what's going on. It's a banana and a clown. Hopefully these guys will be out pretty soon. I'm actually hitting a pretty good odds on bananas in this clutch, that's for sure. There's a, pretty sure that's a Hidden Gene Woma clown, maybe pastel. It looks a little light to be a normal one. I don't want to disturb these guys too much. This is probably the very first day that I would consider cutting these. So I don't know. I mean, I could feel them very clearly in there. A lot of people ask me, when should I cut my eggs? I actually just had somebody text me that last night. And I always tell people, don't worry about what day of incubation it is. Worry about how the eggs feel, within reason. If your incubator is off by a degree or two, high or low, it can affect incubation time. So if say you're incubating at 87 degrees when you normally incubate at like 88 to 89, it may extend the incubation by a couple days. So if you cut them open too early, that can't be good for the snakes. You know, you're better off letting them go until they're ready to actually hatch. I never cut my eggs until I feel as though they're ready to hatch, and I tell that by first of all, if the eggs start off in a clutch where they're all attached to each other, if the eggs peel off from each other really easily, then you know they're getting close to hatching. If they've shrunken in, you know, caved in a little bit, that means they're getting close to hatching. And if you can clearly feel the babies inside the eggs, very clearly, then they're probably ready to hatch. So if it's, you know, getting close to the anticipated hatch date, and you can feel all those things in there, then it's probably okay to cut. But I would think if you're not super experienced with it, you're way better off waiting until the first baby pips its head out. Once that happens, then all the eggs are ready to hatch. So when in doubt, wait till the first baby pips and then cut. So hopefully that'll help. Okay, so let's look at the last clutch I have here. Now this is from Pastel GHI Clown, bred to Spot Nose Het Clown. Okay, first one, just a pastel het clown. I don't think there's anything else going on with that. There's a pastel clown. Again, I don't think there's anything else going on with this one. Pattern is really washed out in the center, but I don't think there's another gene at work in there. Okay, then we have a spot nose pastel GHI het clown. Let's see what the sex of this one is. That's a female. So spot nose pastel GHI het clown. Spot nose just busies the pattern up so much. You'll see a little bit more of that in just a minute here. But it just adds a whole lot of pattern to the to other morphs, which is great with clowns, because you know, clowns look awesome if they're super reduced, or they look awesome if they're super busy pattern. I like both probably equally, but I've been doing a lot of real busy pattern in clowns this year as compared to most years. Okay, now this one, this is a GHI spot nose clown. It just has a busier pattern than a typical GHI clown. So that one is a male, actually, I believe. Okay, and then here is the pastel spot nose GHI clown. Look at that pattern. Get them to stretch out a little bit here. Just really cool blushing, really busy pattern. I could just think that there's a lot of cool stuff that we could do with that. Got to get some more color enhancers in there, I think, but anyway, couldn't be happier with these. Pretty much turned out exactly what I was hoping for. These are both males. I believe I'm only going to keep one. So yeah, they're just really cool. Like, I can't wait to put more genes into these and see what else I can do with them. These are actually the second, third, and fourth spot nose ball pythons that I've ever hatched. I've got one Batman that I hatched. I showed in a video a couple weeks ago, maybe a few weeks ago, and these are the other ones that I've hatched. So yeah, starting to like spot nose quite a bit. All right, well, that's all I have to show you today. I actually had some other ones that I was gonna plan to show you, but the little buggers just won't shed yet. So those will be in the next video, assuming they shed by next week. Those are the super GHI clowns that I hatched out. I showed those, I think they were either first coming out of the egg, or maybe that I just cut the eggs. I don't even remember. My head's just spinning. I've got so much going on here right now. So anyway, I'll hopefully show those in the next video, and with plenty more. I've still got quite a few things hatching yet. I'm kind of getting towards the end, not the end of my hatching season, but the peak of it is kind of dwindling down a little bit. I still got a lot of awesome clutches incubating yet though, so there's lots of cool stuff to come. And then I'm going to show more of my best of 2019. I'll probably do some more videos showing some of my breeders in the future, so stay tuned for all that. And if you want to see what I have available, make sure to visit my website, royalconstrictordesigns.com. Thanks, and I'll see you again soon.